Hello guys, I'm Yarim Del Pino, the founder of Original Empire Investments and Lifestyle. I'm very happy to announce that this week the podcast of the project is back online, where I tell the stories of people who have been able to transform their passion into their lifestyle. Today's story is about a man who overcame difficult situations thanks to sport and a strong willpower. He will tell us how he managed to stay focused and achieve his goals, but above all, how to get up after falling. Welcome to Original Empire, Rafael Motloch. Rafa, thank you very much for being here. How do you feel?
I'm amazing. And you?
I'm very good. I'm very excited to be here in this amazing penthouse, thanks to you.
Same here.
It's been weeks that we are talking, and finally we are here. We can count your story. I would like to start with you, if you don't mind, with the origins. You were born in Poland, from
Correct.
a Polish family, and then you moved to Sweden at 9 years old.
Total life change. I mean, this was post-communistic Poland. Communists finished in 85. Maybe 2-3 years after was still a little bit hang around and so. So I mean, Poland wasn't a very evolved country at that time. And when we moved to Sweden, it was like a total new world. Not even a new country, it was a totally new world. Like the possibilities, the schools, the houses, everything was with color. I remember Poland was just gray. The asphalt was gray, houses was gray, the weather was gray, it still is gray, but now the houses have color. But pretty much a lot of grayness, yeah, and quite a tough environment, even as a kid. It was a quite tough country back then. And Sweden was the opposite. Fantastic, colorful, beautiful, a lot of green everywhere. We were just in concrete jungle pretty much in Poland, yeah. So it was a positive experience in that way. Although the first thing, how Sweden welcomed me, wasn't so positive. I had a German Shepherd that I got for a birthday. He was 6 months. And back then you couldn't import animals from Poland to Sweden because we weren't in the European Union. And the first thing that happened before I even put my foot in Swedish ground was that they wanted to execute my dog. Wow. So I remember this as a really big traumatic experience as a kid. Me crying, my mom crying, fighting for the dog to survive. In the end, we went back to Poland, left the dog at some friend of ours that lived just by the border. So the first thing that happened to me when I came to Spain, to Sweden, I lost my dog, my puppy, that I was totally in love with. Yeah, so that was a less pleasant experience, but that went over fast as a kid, you know, life happens and so on, new school, new friends, language, I didn't speak the language, so there was more things to think about than that. But in general, Sweden was a beautiful country to move to, and a very opportunistic country compared to Poland back then.
Today you are an expert in fitness, nutrition, online coaching. When you were like 9, 10, 11, you loved sport, you were doing some sport in Sweden?
So I started with sports in Sweden. I wasn't doing any sports in Poland, just I was playing football at the neighborhood. But there was just not many opportunities in Poland. So when I came to Sweden, there was all the opportunities you could wish for, anything. And I tried everything, every single thing. I changed sports every year. I tried karate, I tried American football, I was boxing, I was even shooting arrow, shooting bow. So I just went from one sport to the other just because I could. So my sporting experience started, I would say, when I was around 10 years old. And the first thing I started with was karate.
Yeah. I know from my personal experience, when you change the city or even the country that is, of course, is much bigger, sometimes it's difficult because you have to find new friends, you are in a new school, new language. And I know that for you was not so simple. So the first friends you got were like very special friends.
Yeah, the thing is that we moved to Sweden, to a rough neighborhood for Sweden. Yeah, we weren't refugees. We moved normally. My mom met somebody she fell in love with, and that's how we moved. But we moved into a neighborhood where was a lot of refugees, and this was a lot of people that were post-war, a lot of Balkan. It was we moved to Sweden 92, 93. So this was just when the Balkan War started. So there was a lot of people from Balkan. And I mean, the kids had run away from war, so they were a lot damaged also. So like it was a quite rough neighborhood. And it started quite rough directly. So I remember first day in school.
Because you were in Malmo, near Malmo?
Near Malmo,
yeah.
Near Malmo. So 1 hour from Malmo, north, Kristianstad. And first day in school, I didn't speak the language. In Poland, we didn't have anybody else than Polish. I've never met any other nationality than Poland at that time, than Polish. And I remember there was a boy that was from China, and he was talking something to me in Swedish, and I didn't understand. And I thought he was saying something bad, so I just hit him. And for me in Poland, this was quite normal, because, I mean, we were kids. What do kids do? They fight a little bit. It wasn't a bad fight. Nobody got hurt. It was just kids playing and getting angry and fighting. In Poland, this was not a big deal. Like, this was maybe your parent take you in the air and pull you home, and next day you're friends again. But in Sweden, I remember this became a huge deal. It was the principal of the school, the teachers, my mom got called in.
Wow.
So they made this huge deal, and I didn't really understand what is the problem. Yeah, so like my first day in school started already off by the teachers and them seeing me like, okay, this guy is going to be a problem. We have to watch him. So it started like that. And when people watch you as a problem, it can also affect you to become a little bit more problematic, because you feel a little bit, maybe not hate is a strong word, but you feel something not really a good vibe towards you, yeah, and you don't have to be grown up, you can feel that as a kid. So directly started off bad, yeah? So that's how it rolled on my whole pretty much schooling history. I was quite good in school, just the teaching part. My problem was I had high energy, and I was bored in class. I was the joker in class pretty much. So the teachers wasn't really big fans of mine. And then it rolled on like this and so on and so on, yeah.
So when you think at this time, you think that you decided this kind of path because of the friend, or because you had like this character, or because you need, like, you felt the necessity to try new things? What was like the main thing in your mind?
I would say like this, what makes you? Everything. Yes, it's not one thing that makes you. It's the family you come from. It's the place you grow up, definitely. No doubt that the place you grow up is going to affect how your life is going to go, yeah? The friends, of course, but that also goes with the place you grow up. So let's say you grow up in a very luxurious area with very high-end individuals, you're going to go in one way. If you grow up in a poor area with problematic individuals, you are more likely to go that way. Yes, I would say it was everything. I mean, from home, I came from a very good home. My mom was always working hard. Her husband at that time was working hard. He had his own shoe factory. So I came from a background of hardworking people.
Yeah.
But I didn't grow up with my own dad. I knew my dad always, but my mom divorced me when I was young. So I didn't really have nobody I was afraid of, because my mom's husband would never touch me. And mom, you're never going to be afraid the same of mom as dad. So I was testing my limits a little bit more than maybe other kids, yeah. And also, like I said, when I came, there was already established groups, yeah. So like the kids from Balkan, there was some from Turkey and so on. They had moved before me, so I came after, and now I needed to establish my place. And like I said, I come from a rough place in Poland where you go, you don't ask, yeah. So that was the approach I took, and probably because also new place, you feel insecure a little bit, you don't know how to act, so you want to act tougher than you are, maybe cooler than you are. So like that's how I built the person I was, yeah. And this was even as a kid, 10, 11 years old, I was the tough, cool kid. That's who I wanted to be. Yeah? That's how I felt accepted.
So you can say, because in Italy, when I grew up, I remember I was 12, 13 in Genoa. It's a port city. It's like Marseille or Naples.
Yeah.
You feel in this city and in the country that is quite dangerous because of the politics and because of the people that are there. So you can say that from your personal experience about Sweden is because as well of the country and the place you were doing what you did.
Yeah, in a way, definitely. The thing that I felt very much about Sweden, and I still feel that, to be honest, it was, they weren't very accepting. And now, maybe it was also how I acted, because maybe if I would have come in a super nice boy, super quiet, Sweden is a very low-key country. You're not supposed to scream about yourself, you're not supposed to be loud. It's a very, everybody stays in line. And I was totally out of line. Yeah, me and my friends were out of line. So that's also maybe the reason we really never felt accepted.
Yeah.
We were those
Yeah.
refugees or people from the other country. We weren't the Swedish ones. So like I didn't really grow up among Swedish people in that way until I was a little bit older. Yeah.
So you adapted to this situation with your friends until you realized that living 13, 14, 15 like an adult and you were like a teenager.
Yeah.
Until one point that you realized that maybe you could change your life in some way.
Yeah, that came far later in life. Yeah, that came far later. So my youth was always full of trouble.
Yeah.
Always full of trouble because like it started out that way and you already have a reputation and you become the person of your reputation. You know how they say fake it till you make it? I really do believe in that.
Yeah.
If you believe that you are already successful, it's more likely that you will be successful than if you believe that you were meant to be working in a factory for the rest of your life, because then you will just choose those choices that lead you to the factory. Yeah?
And you are trying and you are living that, because if you wanna be, for example, a personal trainer and just you want to say, I want to study, I want to be a personal trainer, but you are not practicing, you are not there, you are not trying.
Exactly. So you have to start somewhere with this. Yeah? So like as a youth, I was doing a lot of problems and I didn't have no plan for the future. I didn't have no idea who I wanted to be or what I wanted to be. I was just living day by day. Then I jumped out from school. I quit school when I was 16. I moved to London, started working.
Okay.
Because my idea always was, I'm a practical person.
Yeah.
I like to learn as I go. I don't like to read too much. That's not my first start of a journey. I first start and then I learn.
You need to try to feel it.
Yeah, because I want to first start to realize, okay, this is what I don't know, so this is what I want to learn. And this was my problem in school also, because school was teaching me a million things that I had no interest in.
Yeah.
And according to my philosophy, I didn't need to know those things.
Yeah.
But school was teaching me about the rings of Jupiter.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I didn't care about Jupiter. I wanted to know what I needed to know, yeah? But that's not how school works. It teaches you in general. So that's how I jumped out from school and just went for working, because I'm a practical person. So I just said, okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to work and see how that goes. So I moved to London at 16,
Yeah.
16, 17 there, and started working in London.
Very interesting, and I would like to ask you as well, because now you are super in shape, people are looking at you on Instagram, you are sharing many contents, and they saw a picture that you were like maybe 18, 20, 22, not so in shape. So this was just about the nutrition, or the lifestyle was impacting as well?
No, there was lifestyle, there was everything. So that was my biggest dream, was to become military.
Yeah.
So when I came back from London, I wanted to become military, and I wanted to go for the highest military, so like the Swedish version of Navy SEALs. And I had a friend who was older who had done that, and he told me how extremely hard it was. So I said, okay, I'm going to make it, because I'm like this, if I decide for something, I'm going to make it no matter what, yeah? So I said, okay, young, you have no education. I mean, internet wasn't so evolved back then, yeah, phones and so on. So I said, okay, how do you get strong? You take steroids. Perfect, bam. So I asked some older guys, what do I take? They told me take this, and I started on steroids. I exploded. I gained maybe 15 kilo of muscles in, I don't know, 2, 3 months, 4, maybe I don't remember exactly. But anyway, total explosion of the body in no time, yeah? Perfect. I became strong, endurant, and so on. I did the test. Then I couldn't do, I qualified for the physical, I qualified for the psychological, but then I couldn't do it because incident when I was 15, we were in a club for youth. Got in an argument, hit a boy on the mouth.
Okay.
He reported it to the police.
Yeah.
So now I had a register in the police for fighting, and I couldn't become military. And this made me totally depressed. So that's when I flipped out, because this was a huge dream of mine. So I stopped training. I stopped with the steroids. Yeah. And back then we didn't know. Now there is like systems. I'm not so much into it because I am totally anti-steroids. That messed my life up for a couple of years. But anyway, I just stopped straight. Metabolism was totally off. My own testosterone and everything that is fat-burning hormones didn't work. So I became fat as hell. And I didn't really care. So I started partying, and I had this kind of lifestyle for a couple of years. I was 117 kilos, I think, at the most. I'm 82 now, so it was a big difference in weight, yeah? And I was like that till I was maybe 22, 23. And I just decided, like, I had pain in my knees. I was 20 years old, and I had pain in my knees, yeah? Like, pain back, knees. Walking upstairs was a mission. So I'm like, this is not how life supposed to be. Like, I'm a young guy and I am feeling like I'm 100 years old. So I started again boxing. I was boxing when I was younger, so I went back to boxing and to gym training. And the boxing helped me a lot with the conditioning and so on, and I liked it, so that's how it kept me in a routine for a while. Then I started becoming a little bit better in the gym, so I backed off from the boxing and started focusing on gym only.
So you missed your dream, you were in a difficult situation with yourself, with the friends, and you found this power, this motivation and this mindset to come back again, to train. And then you decided, thanks to your mom as well, to start a personal trainer course.
Exactly, because my plan was never to work as a trainer. Yeah, I was doing this just for me because I wanted to get fit. When I got fit, I wanted to see how far can I go, and I came to maybe 20-30% less than what I am now. But I was super happy. For me, this was wow. Yeah. And then I got for a birthday gift from my mom a gift card for a personal training certification.
Super.
And that was a lower class education. So I talked with them, changed the certificate, and choose the most complicated Sweden had. That was Eleiko. I don't know if you guys know the brand. Eleiko is a gym equipment brand. And they just started 2 years before I went. Their education started doing education. It was amazing. It was a 6-month education. We had 16 different teachers, so we had one expert in every single part of fitness, nutrition, sales, marketing, business. So it was an amazing education. So I was there for 6 months, and I mean, if you do something for 6 months, even you don't really plan on it, you become brainwashed. Yeah. So you change your mindset a little bit. Yeah. So after those 6 months, I really felt that I gained a lot of knowledge and I want to try it. So I had already been doing this for 6 months on myself, and I saw that more and more results are coming when I thought really I had maxed out my body. I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I'm super happy. Yeah. But more and more and more, the body started looking better, started feeling better, performing better. So that's how I fell in love with, okay, let's see if I can actually do this for someone else, or it's just, it works on my body. So I started training friends, first of all.
This is the nice part, because when you are very good at something in sport or in some profession and you can share with other people is beautiful.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
You felt this feeling and sensation to share with your friends, to share with people, and you wanted to start as a personal trainer.
Yes and no, because it was more about me trying out my knowledge.
Okay.
So it wasn't really that I felt. I was far from confident that I can help somebody else.
Okay.
I just wanted to try my knowledge. Yeah. See if I got lucky with my body or if this actually functions. Because, you know, you try something totally new that you never done before, you're still not certain if you did it because you know it or you got lucky and you made it. Yeah. So I wanted to try. And I started doing that with friends. I got some friends starting to train with me, and they started transforming. And in that journey, in those couple of months, 6 months, maybe 10 months, I realized that I'm actually good at this. Because that's what I was getting the feedback. They're like, man, I've never felt so good. You're teaching it so good. Like, we understand. I've never seen fitness from that way. And I realized that, I don't know if I can say I have a gift for it, but I realized that I'm good for this.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're good at something, you're going to start liking it more and more.
Of course.
So that's how I started more and more. Then I started working in gyms and running gyms and so on. So,
how was Sweden treating you in this kind of field? Like, because now it's very famous country in
fitness.
But yeah, in fitness, nutrition. So at this time was
also.
Yeah.
Sweden has been huge in fitness and nutrition, I would say maybe for 15 years. Swedish people are in general very, very fit and aware of their health. But they eat quite healthy. The Swedish food is very healthy. So they live a healthy lifestyle. They don't stress too much and so on, like compared to Poland, where it's everything just the rat race. Bam, 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 fast, working 20 hours if you can. Yeah, they take it more easy and focus on well-being mentally and physically. So I started applying for fitness jobs everywhere.
Yes.
Sweden first, then I didn't get no job there. So abroad, Dubai, Thailand, I was searching wherever I could. I didn't really care. I wanted to work with my passion. And I didn't make it. So I didn't get a job nowhere. So I started focusing on just building up my own brand, Primal Fitness Coaching. Started going quite good. So then I started thinking, okay, maybe I could do something more, open a gym. I found a friend of mine who was ready to invest in this. And we started searching for locales, and 1.5 years maybe we were doing that for. could not succeed. I mean, it was like life was trying to not make me succeed there. I'm not joking. Whatever I touched, somehow it went out in the sand. Totally.
This is the point I wanted to talk with you, because nowadays we have teenager, very young people, 15, 20, 25. The world is totally changed from our age.
Yes.
You have internet, you have many girls around, you have parties, and people are not succeeding, and they need to find this motivation. So it's very important from you to give this advice, how you did it, because first with the military, and then 1 year and a half looking for a job, looking for a commercial, for a local to open a gym. So how you found this, this force, this power to go forward?
I would say like this, I don't know how to give up. I don't know how to quit. I just refuse to accept weakness within myself, and quitting a dream you have just because it doesn't go, for me that's weakness. And I refuse to accept mental or physical weakness with myself, because it is only up to us how strong we become, mentally or physically. Nobody is strong mentally because he is born strong mentally. No, he went through a million heartbreaks, a million headaches, and just pushed through, and in the end you just become unbreakable. It's so simple. It's the same like you're building muscle. You're hurting your muscle day in, day out. In the end, that muscle becomes so super strong that it doesn't hurt anymore.
So I ask you again, the question is not how you did not quitting, but how you managed your mind and your mental health to go through every day without receiving the
They're like
success.
this, bro. I quit maybe once a week.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
Okay.
I quit maybe once a week.
Okay.
After hundreds emails, 100 no's, I just said, you know what? This ain't for me. Fuck it. I give up. I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And you go to sleep. And you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, so what you going to do then? Like, what do you want to do? This is the only thing I want to do. Okay, let's try one more day, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking at the huge picture, like, okay, in 1 year, in 10 years, and this. I was just thinking, today I'm going to try to do whatever I can to get myself to where I want to be. Try to contact with another gym. Try to find another client. Ask somebody, maybe they know somebody who needs personal training. Like, just do any step. 1 step a day is better than nothing.
Yeah.
So just every day try to make 1 step closer. And it doesn't have to be a big step. Just, for example, for me, some days, Google about fitness jobs in Dubai. That could be a step. Even if I didn't contact nobody, I didn't receive nothing, but I always kept my mind every day in that direction I want to go. So I would say just don't look at the huge picture, because it will be too huge. It will overwhelm you, and you will just calculate all the things that are going against you, and you will quit. So I was just trying to do day by day, small steps.
So you were looking for opportunities out of Sweden, and then, I don't know very well if it's in this period or later, you got like some call from a friend about Marbella.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a friend, we are childhood friends and so on, and he had a friend that he knew that lived in Marbella, and he saw that he has amazing lifestyle and so on, and he said to me, can we move? Because, I mean, it's easier to do something together than alone, yeah? And he was non-stop on me, can we move to Marbella? We moved to Marbella, and I was never believing. My dream always was to move to a country in the sun.
Okay.
But I never believed that that's going to happen for me, yeah? How? First, you need money to do that, yeah? You need a lot of money to do that. And I didn't have that. And I didn't have a plan how to make a lot of money either. So I was just thinking, let it be a dream. One day we see what happens. But anyway, I was just telling him, yeah, we're going to move. I'm down. Next month, let's see. I'm going to save some money. It was never going to happen, yeah? And he got tired of my bullshit and moved alone.
Okay.
So that was like around April, May. And then I saw his Instagram. I saw his lifestyle, yeah? Beach, palms, beautiful cars, beautiful people, city, like everything opposite to what we had back in Sweden. And there started a fire in me, and I'm like, okay. So now I start believing, like, this guy did it. We grew up together. We know each other. I know exactly how he is mentally. I'm like, if he can do it, why can I not do it? He's nothing more than me. Okay, he had more economic possibilities than me, but I said, okay, then I just need to find a way that I can do it on, yeah?
This is super nice attitude, because, you know, nowadays we see these people like you, like famous and handsome and very fit and on Instagram.
Thank you.
And many, is the truth. So, and many other people are in another level. And they are so far from this level, it's not possible. But you said, 1 step at a time.
Everything is possible.
Determination.
Everything is possible. We are our own biggest enemies. We are the only blockage that exists. We are telling ourselves what is impossible. And everything that is scary, we said is impossible. There's only one thing. If you just can take away fear, fear of failing, fear of people judging you, if you can just take away fear from your life is limitless. You can do anything. And I'm still not done. I'm still working on that. Of course, we have all fears, but just take them away, man. Slowly, step by step. And for every small success you're doing, you get more confident. Okay, in beginning, you start something you don't even yourself believe it's going to happen. But then, step by step, you start seeing, okay, maybe this can actually happen with a miracle, but maybe it can happen. And you work, you keep working, and then it becomes, okay, this is going to happen. I just need to do this, and I am going to be there. You start believing it fully, and that is when you can actually bring it into life.
So you received the opportunity from your friend. You dreamed about Marbella, and then what happened?
Not really about Marbella. I was dreaming about the general place in the sun. So what happened? I started trying to talk with everybody I knew. Marbella has always been popular for Swedish. So I talked with everybody I could imagine, maybe know somebody and so on. I did hundreds of calls to people I knew. And one friend, he had just moved out here and hired a personal trainer here.
Okay.
And he said to me, because I was asking if somebody knows somebody in the fitness world, gym owner, personal trainer, whatever, doesn't matter. And he said to me, yes, I have a personal trainer and this guy has a personal training company. They're a group of trainers and so on. He said, let me give you the contact, speak with him, maybe there can be something. And this was an English guy. I decided to come out here for a vacation just to see if I really want to move before I called this guy, because I didn't want to get him rolling and then I don't want to live here. So I came out for a vacation. I loved the place from first second I stepped my foot in Spain. And then I called him after a couple of days and I said, my name is Rafael. I got your number from this and this guy and I would like to talk to you if you can help me somehow get started with fitness here. And he was the best talker, the best salesman I've ever heard. He just said like this, yeah, sure, no problem. When you're moving, I have a job for you. Wow. And for me, this was totally like in Sweden, everything is bureaucracy, everything goes super slow, documents, CVs, everything that I hated. I hate this kind of, I hate bureaucracy. I want easy. Bro, this is what I need. Can you do this for me or can I do this for you? If not, thank you for your time. And he was exactly this guy. I'm like, okay, this sounds amazing. And he says to me, so I have a job, when do you want to move? And I asked him, I said, bro, but how can you offer me a job? You don't even know me. You don't even know if I'm good. Maybe I don't know nothing about fitness. And he said to me, good words. He said to me, it's very simple. If you suck, you're going to come here. You're going to be here for 1-2 months. Try it. You're not going to get anything done and you're going to move home. And I said, that's true. He really said to me exactly what I believe. Like, it will be whatever you will make it. If you come here and hope it's going to rain from the skies, you're going to go home. Yeah. If you come here and ready to work for your stuff, you can make it. So I said, okay, no problem. I said to him, I need 2 months. I need to sort out with jobs and so on, and I moved. Went back to Sweden, canceled my apartment, told the gyms I was running one gym and working at another as a class instructor for CrossFit. Said to them, I'm going to quit in 2 months. I helped them to find a replacement for me, and then I moved here. 2 days before the move, the guy calls me.
Wow.
He says, bro, are you coming? I say, yeah, I'm coming in 2 days. Could you cancel that and come in 1 month's time? I said, why? Yeah, I have a little bit issues and this. And I said to him, listen, my friend, I have already made all the arrangement. I do the apartments. I cannot. But I said, listen, I'm not coming there for you to make my life. I'm also a movement kind of guy. So I come, we meet, whatever problems you have, it's going to be easier to solve them together than do it alone. So we meet in 2 days.
This is another step very important with your mindset and thoughts. Because you found this difficulty with this many and you thought like, we can sort it out together. So I want to go there and together we can achieve whatever we want.